Welcome back to Next Gen Investing. It's now time for Under 30, and we are diving into Stellantis now teaming up with Pony AI to bring its self-driving EVs to Europe. So joining us now is George Tsilis, Senior Markets Correspondent for the network. So George, I mean, how big of a deal is this? How much does this impact Stellantis, which frankly is in need of some catalysts to the upside?
Yeah, it is. I was just looking at a 3-year chart, Jenny. I mean, the stock was trading around $27, roughly speaking, in March of 2024. So, at least in the last year and a half, it's not been a good run for Stellantis, which is, one of the big three U.S. producers of automobiles. At least in the United States, they have the Jeep and Chrysler and Dodge brands, but nonetheless, there have been some challenges, I think, with their underlying business. Now, today's news with Pony AI is quite interesting, I think, in the context of a technology partnership. Now, for those who don't know, we've talked about Pony AI, I believe, on this segment, but it's essentially a Chinese autonomous mobility technology company. They provide software and engineering solutions to autonomous driving, things like deploying robotaxi services and an operational platform, much like Uber Technologies. That stock is actually been down. If you look at it since the beginning of this month, around the 3rd of the month of October, it's been down since its $25 peak, and I think it has to do with some of the high beta names which are pulling back. I think this deal might actually be more accretive, Jenny, to be honest with you, for Pony AI, considering that if you just look at the revenue base for their business, 85 million last year. If you look at Stellantis, last year, $170 billion in trailing sales. But Pony AI really needs to amp up its technology scale, if you will, particularly in areas like Europe. They do have some deals in Dubai, as well as Luxembourg, to kind of to test, if you will, their technologies. But I think the AI robotaxi space outside of maybe Tesla and Google right now, at least domestically, is going to be tough to compete with, because those two names are really moving quickly in terms of fully deploying the autonomous driving technologies using artificial intelligence. They're doing it in different ways, but maybe that's a different conversation for another day. But nonetheless, Pony AI is one of the top dogs in China for this kinds of technology. And I think Stellantis really needs to, blend in their manufacturing and core automobile markets with technology, and this actually might help them.
So is this more of a boom for a name like Pony AI, which does, like as you said, need to strengthen, its balance sheet and its financials, when a name like Stellantis, unfortunately, is just probably a bit more weighed down by the overall macro and the broader auto right now concerns that are going to, I think, be for the foreseeable future as long as we have this trade uncertainty?
Yeah, I think in the auto space, just look at Tesla. They keep reporting declining sales year over year. But the stock is not performing all that poorly in the context of maybe Stellantis, because Tesla is not necessarily a pure automaker. It's a technology and software company. So I think if you look at Stellantis alone, I'm just looking at sales last year, 170 billion. That was down significantly from just 2 years ago, 208 billion. So they've got a lot of challenges. It could be manufacturing challenges, tariff challenges, and even price challenges, because people can't afford the vehicles that they once could, going back to 21, 22, when there was high demand and interest rates were low. So that's, again, a challenge for the auto space. But nonetheless, Pony AI is a small cap company that is dealing with some losses they have to deal with. And I think that's why the stock is down today, irrespective of the news, which one would say is positive.
Yeah, that is true. This was definitely at least a positive development. And Stellantis obviously seeing a bit more of that benefit today based on price. But we'll leave it there. Appreciate it, George, for all of the commentary today and, of course, all week long.